What's good? What's good? What's good, YouTubers? Nestars chiming in here from the West Coast on a whole lot of New York City politics. I have to tell you, this is a lot of you know different angles and different scenarios about who is right and who is wrong, and we just have to say that there's probably a couple different rights and a couple different wrongs. That's all I can say right now. We're going to discuss that. I mean, and I'm going to get into some detail as to a couple different rights and a couple different wrongs. One being, let's just talk about it from the beginning. We know that DJ AKADEMIKS had a panel which included some very visible factors in the hip hop and social media sector and whatnot by involving 6ix9ine, Wack 100, and Hassan Campbell. And let's just say, when they introduced Hassan Campbell, they said, you know what? This is going to be the live wire of the show. I don't know. Even at that point, it seemed like that Wack 100 was like, for real? Okay, well, we'll just let that be what it is. At that point, I don't know. I started feeling a kind of way right off the bat about Wack. Not taking any sides here. I'm just saying that we all know that Hassan Campbell is a live wire, and Wack being there in his perspective, he is supposed to be basically representing his client, which is 6ix9ine, official or unofficial. Wherever the case, he's showing up. We know that. He's also over there to push his brand, the Wack 100 podcast, which I haven't got a chance to check out, but some people say, needs a little bit of light, and that's where Hassan came in. So I'm glad you guys, the people are already starting to chime in. I wanted you guys to know I set up a poll on this. Who do you think won the face-off between Hassan Campbell and Wack 100? And I'm about to give you some elements about the whole thing. The thing is, when Hassan was at the podcast, it did seem to be like this was going to be one of those events where everybody was, getting along, and we're getting good content out of the parties. Everybody's trying to reach a common goal, and it seemed to be like, you know what? Maybe we're gonna get some real good positivity play out of this panel, and we did. I can't say that we didn't, but our culture is more so gravitating towards the love and hip hop. Let's just say that we love drama, we love fuckery, we love a whole bunch of this, getting at each other's backs and whatnot. And it just seems to be that, you know, that just becomes more interesting content for us. Okay. In the beginning, they were, pretty much in agreement, a bunch of handshaking, hugging, and I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be, some real, non-frictionless politicking and whatnot, and DJ Academics more or less just set the panel, and as you can see, he sat back and let the fireworks begin, and I'm like, okay, so if you look at the initial panel, that's why I said this to me had 3 layers. There were 3 rounds to this confrontation. This one being the original panel, you know what I mean? And I just think that with the panel is more or less to promote and push each other's brand, get some numbers, show a unity amongst these individuals, and to help push a brand, and I have to say it worked. I mean, let's just face it, we all talking about them, right? We're all talking about them, but what we didn't know is that underneath that there was some real shit about to pop off. And I have to say right now that Basic Math Matrix 2.0 is saying Wack was scheming the whole time. And I agree with you that Wack was scheming the whole time, but so was Hassan. Okay, and I'm not going to say whether it was negative or positive at this point. All I'm saying is that there were secret agendas going on the whole time. So, and I had caught a few moments where I felt like Wack was looking at Hassan and sizing him up during the interview, and I said, look at Wack, and everybody's saying, Wack is kind of a snake, and I'm like, well, we in a whole barrel of snakes right now. I think the only way we're gonna survive is if you got to put on your snake suit as well, and that's exactly what happened. They put on their snake suits, and they just went at it. So Hassan, feeling, he said that he had his whole crew there. That he had all his peoples there, as far as security. What we didn't know, well, he felt the need to have security. He may or may have been right. I mean, DJ Academics, I believe, was going to keep everything 100 and making sure that it was going to be a nice platform for all the parties involved. Now, let's not forget, 6ix9ine was there, okay? And what's interesting to me is that the aftermath of and the friction between Wack 100 and Hassan is taking more of the views and interest than the fact of what 6ix9ine was there saying and what he was doing. So with all of the maneuvering and the political juggling, we found out some things, that we found out, first of all, that was a front, because it's like, to me, what I call the second round of the interaction, the Clubhouse situation, the Clubhouse platform. So we find that hear Wack giving his unadulterated, unhidden persona of what he felt like, and the way he was approaching the situation with Hassan, and giving his depiction of what was being said, and how he felt like he was dictating the podcast with Hassan. Some behind the scenes stuff, and what turned everything around, according to Wack, was the fact that there was a discussion about 6ix9ine, one of his associates, old associates, ex-associates, uh, had been locked up, according to these guys, and I believe it is true, if I remember right, and that the man basically had not done anything other than loan out his cars to the gang so they can get around and do the thing. But it was 6ix9ine's testimony that he had done such a thing that made him part of the superseding indictment, and the man got 6 years. So he allegedly contacted Hassan before the podcast and said, "Man, I need some help, man. I need somebody to help. I've been away from my sons, and we're in financial problems and whatnot." And so Hassan brought this to 6ix9ine, like, "Dude, this is a man that you put away, and he needs help, And I believe that Hassan was being sincere about this. He was saying, is there any way you can, reach back, trying, and he was doing a temperature check, like, was there any remorse with 6ix9ine, and especially with this individual who had nothing to do with robbing him, nothing to do with beating him up, nothing to do with fucking on his woman, none of that. So it's like, I guess what Hassan wanted to see was, did 6ix9ine have any heart or any regrets about any of this? And at that point, 6ix9ine said, "Fuck him," and Wack 100 chimed in with the same feeling, as in, "Fuck him," And Wack was upset that Hassan brought it up, like, "Man, that was some sucker shit. You shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have did this." And personally, me, I don't know. I think what Hassan was doing was probing, and there's nothing wrong with him probing or trying to get some kind of a temperature read on 6ix9ine and how he felt about the situation, especially to this individual who really didn't have nothing to do with what happened to 6ix9ine. So I don't think that was wrong. But who am I? I'm over here in Seattle. I'm on the West Coast, okay? So, but essentially, this led to the back and forth of Hassan and Wack, and all the way to the clubhouse, to the point where Hassan was feeling a kind of way, like, I'm on the defensive posture because of this. When all I wanted to know is, did 6ix9ine have any regrets, and that this was a perfect opportunity for him to reach out, and not only reach out, but maybe start pushing, a public service announcement. Hassan said he wanted 6ix9ine to come in there and basically start telling these kids, these young boys, "Come on, man, let's cut it out. We're going to the penitentiary. We're going to the morgue." Exactly right, Basic Math. Haas had a message. It just got lost, and it was easy for it to get lost, because you got to look at who you sitting with. You're looking at two individuals who can yell their asses off and talk at the same time. That is 6ix9ine and Wack 100. If you can overtalk those guys, you might as well be able to run for a political campaign, some sort of governorship or something like that, because these guys yell and talk at the same time and make points. And so Hassan was basically, battling that, and trying to push his agenda, as far as, let me get this message out. The one that he always pushes out, how we're going to reach these young guys, and how we're going to get these people to stop, shooting each other, killing each other, and everything else that's come along with our youth. I salute Hassan for that. We need to find an answer. I don't know if this platform was the one to do it, and asking 6ix9ine to somehow championship this was a dice roll at the least. So part 2, like I said, ended with them getting on to the platform over here, and this is obviously after the panel over at DJ AKADEMIKS. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna play some of the audio that ignited the fire. Now that I will do. So we're gonna take a listen in.
If niggas got their little narratives, that's their narratives, nigga. I said everything right there.
Right, well,
You didn't do nothing to the nigga that fucked you in the ass. I said it right there, dog.
My only problem is that it was too many voices at a table. You know what I mean? So sometimes you lose your point or you get over talked. But if you listen to my PowerPoints and my conversation, I didn't come there to sit down and make games. TEKASHI 6ix9ine, when I said to TEKASHI 6ix9ine that he is actually a king right now, I meant that. That man has more than 25 million of the youth that's listening to him. He got a large percentage, and I want niggas to listen real carefully.
He's not a king, he influence, bro. Cut that out.
Listen, let me finish.
Yeah, influence, bro.
Right.
Stop saying that shit, bro. I told you that in the room. Influence, not a king, my nigga.
Wack, let me
if he a fucking king, what does that make kings?
All right, they ain't shit.
Nah, that don't even make sense, my nigga.
All right, but you're not letting me finish saying what I have to say, because as long as you keep on cutting me off, you're gonna keep niggas stupid.
I don't want to hear that he a king shit, bro.
What make him not a king? What?
He ain't no king, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't even so much about the king comment though, Hassan. Like it was more so like they see all your videos.
Crazy, bro, nigga.
Y'all got too much thoughts. See, here's the problem, right? When you sit down and you try to school a nigga and tell a nigga, like for example, when I'm sitting up there and I'm telling TEKASHI 6ix9ine, right now you in the same position as Shotty and Harv and Nuke, all the niggas that had control over your life. Now you got a new school, a new generation of young boys that's following you, right? And then I asked them a question with Wack sitting there. I said, TEKASHI, you got your niggas in this room, I got my niggas in this room. I said, if shit get popping right now, and the police come up in here to pick bodies up, are you going to tell on these little niggas again? I didn't come there to sit up there. I came there to have a conversation with him, an intellectual conversation with him, because whether niggas like it or not, them young boys that he got sitting at that table with him, they lost all hope in black men. So now they sitting down with a Mexican rat and all these little niggas is gangbangers and gang affiliated. Black bloods, gang members all over America. The OGs, the niggas that be bragging and talking that talk, the youth lost connection with them and they don't respect them. So now they're willing to do anything. And then on top of that, what does it say for the young generation? The boys is between 21 and 25 years old in that room. What does it say when they have no hope in the grown men of America, but everybody got something to say about them and laughing at them? That means every grown man that's listening, that's old enough, failed them little niggas. And I went there to be a voice. The problem is I couldn't get my voice out because niggas was talking too much.
Hey, bro, Haas, first of all, I'm going to be real, bro. Now, hold on, bro. I'm going to be real. First of all, let's be real. You was the smallest nigga in that room. We talking about, nigga, you trying to get your bag and get your platform. So, nah, nigga, you ain't finna sit on the side of me and talk all this Martin Luther King shit like that's what's real, bro. Fuck all that. When you called him a king, I called you on that shit. Hey, it ain't his fucking job to be their fucking dad. They all told you they grew up with the little nigga, they the same age. That's their homeboy. That's the position they taking. That's it. Whatever business they got, that's it. You ain't playing daddy, nigga, because you steadily talking about pulling out and killing a nigga. So stop being this hypocritical ass shit, bro. You got a podcast, I got a podcast. We all sat at the table with this man that you want to continue to call a rat. You openly said this man helped you. Nigga, you received the help. You could have said, nah, you a rat. I don't want your help. Yo, bro, cut that shit out, bro. Everybody out there for a play. Fuck all this serious Martin Luther King shit, because that ain't what that is, bro. That's disrespectful to bring that shit to that table when it's an entertainment play going on. That's it, and that's all, my nigga.
So
Yeah, you
let me
took
ask
that
you a
shit too
question.
far,
my
bro.
He
Let me
took
ask
it
you
to
a
the
God.
question.
He said,
situation.
nigga, I'm gonna
Hold up.
call a
Bullshit.
spade a spade, bro.
You tripping on that,
You
bro.
not finna come
Hey,
in this
one
motherfucker
mic, one
like
mic.
you got the how you got the answers and you still trying to figure it out.
And calling the man a king
You
is
ain't
Right.
got
one
the
sentence and a
answers.
Ah,
rat is
bro,
another.
fuck all that,
Hey,
man.
hey,
That's crazy.
hey, one mic on
Right.
Hot
Let
Son
the men have
Campbell.
a
Hey, one mic
conversation
on
though.
Hot
Let them
Son
men have a
Campbell. One mic
conversation.
on Hot Son
Oh, bro,
Campbell.
that's crazy.
Track turn shit, Shabazz.
Then you
When I
came in
take
there and did some weirdo shit. Nigga, let my man call me from the pen, tell me he fucked up. I'm not finna go ask the nigga that told on him and put him in the pen for the money. I'ma cover it down. But oh, you can't because you the smallest nigga in the room when it comes to the pockets. Yo, bro, kill that shit. Take your position and make your way table, bro. You
all right,
admitted
so
that
so
that
what?
man helped
So
you
what?
out.
Hold up. So
Come on,
what?
bro.
Let me say this,
Come
right?
on,
For
bro, with
one,
that shit, bro. That's out, my nigga.
hold up, Wack. Let me say this, right? For one, when I came to that table, niggas ain't give me no guidelines to say I couldn't spit no real shit. Because when you went to that table and you had them on your platform, you said whatever you wanted to say. But then when I got
I'm
there,
not finna.
and you,
You asked the nigga to look out. That was some busted shit, and I told you in there. You let a nigga call you from the pen and tell you he fucked up with his kids. He called you, nigga. You instead of you saying I got you, you come to the table and say 6ix9ine. The man you told only got 60 months. Can you help him out? I looked at you and said, bro, what
yo, Wack,
kind of weirdo shit you on, bro?
I did hear that. I
But
did
Why
he
hear
would he
that.
help
explained he
him
never
and he
got
gotta help
barred.
That's
himself?
weirdo
For
shit.
sure.
Anytime
Everybody
he
be
was just
hold
tripping.
up,
banging
let
on
me ask you a
6ix9ine
question.
and
Hey,
them
odds,
run
I did
niggas.
hear that.
Yeah.
Help your
Hey, one mic
homeboy
on
out.
Come
Hot
on,
Son
bro. That
Campbell
shit
though. Let
weird
him
and
respond.
contradicting, bro.
Now,
That's
Wack,
Let him
you know what's
respond.
contradicting and
Wack, you know
weird.
what's weird? Yo, Wack, you know what's
Hey,
He
one
weird?
gotta
mic on
help
Hot
What's
Son
himself,
weird to
Campbell.
man.
me is,
6ix9ine.
Let him
hold
respond.
up,
Let him
hold up.
respond.
Nigga, this a
Y'all
man to
let
man
him let him ad
conversation.
lib
Bro,
a
Shut the
little
Hey,
fuck
bit.
one
up.
Let him
mic. Hey,
ad lib.
one
Am I
mic.
Y'all
One
talking
let
mic.
or
y'all
we
why
arguing?
you
talking.
flinch when
You
you
ain't
seen
said it
Snitch?
no more. Let him respond.
Hey,
Yo, why y'all
anybody
niggas
come off
making ad
y'all?
libs?
Hey,
Let that
look.
man
If
talk,
anybody come
man.
Yo,
off
am I
y'all mic,
talking
we
or
gonna
we
have to kick
arguing?
you
Yo,
and
let that
shit.
man talk.
No, this black bro don't come in here with that Rodney King shit or Martin because that ain't what this is, bro.
Wacky
That's a
right.
play. That's
Hold up.
entertainment.
Listen, when I went to that table, you ain't give me no guidelines to say this is entertainment. So I went in there with the mindset
You
that
don't
I
know
was
this entertainment, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a
I'm
podcast.
a real nigga. And I didn't walk in that
We're
table.
at academics table. This is not a gang meeting.
Talking
Fuck
too
that
much now.
real nigga shit.
Like you talk, let me talk.
You not a real nigga, son.
First of all,
Hey,
stop
Wack. Hey,
talking,
Wack.
man.
Hey, Wack. Let him get
Hey,
off,
look,
bro.
blood,
Let him
I ain't
get off.
saying nothing I ain't said right there, dog. I ain't, man, listen, man. Fuck all that fako, daco ass shit, bro. That's academics table. Leave the real nigga shit over there, bro. Cause we all know where we was coming to.
Yeah,
Academics,
and
six
academics
nine,
say he gonna tell
kill
on
that shit,
everybody. He
bro.
gonna tell on anybody that
Wack, you
fuck
Come
know
with him.
on,
they
bro.
bitch made
And
that
did y'all
shit.
say
Mine
that?
looks
Hey,
soft
hey,
on that.
Wack, did y'all say that in the interview?
Academics is in
Yeah.
there saying I'm snitching on everybody. Bro, cut it out, bro.
Yo, what the fuck that got to do with anything, though?
He
Because you
been
making it
said it.
look like
He
this is
said it
some
that
motherfucking,
night.
like this some
Yeah.
real round table type gangster shit.
So what happened to the nigga that touched him? Why he ain't do nothing to him?
Hey,
He's
bro,
still
we
getting
ain't
fucked
finna
in the ass
talk
by Ben
about that,
Vada.
bro.
Full
You
blown
That
shot
said
nigga,
at
that.
him.
I asked that too, nigga.
That nigga started like
Yeah,
I
we
want
gotta
to
kick that one for a second though. We gonna go back to
Hold up,
like, hey, look, let our
hold
son
up.
respond though. Let
Hey,
him
Hold up,
bro, so
y'all
respond.
you
niggas
telling me,
talking too much.
Hassan, keep it real. You
Y'all
don't
niggas,
think when that man Ish called you and told you he was fucked up with his kids, that phone call should have ended with you? You really think you was supposed to come ask the man that told on him for help?
I thought that as a man. I didn't think that a nigga named Wack 100 that came from death row that rolled with gangsters would even respect any kind of shit like this.
I
Nigga, I'm
came from
looking at you
Paul
as a
Roof, fuck
son.
Death Row. That
Y'all
ain't no
know this
sex.
can't
That's
answer
a
the what
business.
question.
Hey,
I
bro.
would have
Hey, look,
never
look, look,
ever
look, look. Hey,
asked the
look,
man
hold
that
on. Hey,
told
Wack.
on
Hey,
him
hold
I
on.
love
One
how
mic.
we
for
Hey,
help.
one
turn
mic real quick.
taboo.
Hey, one mic real quick. Hey, look, I don't want y'all to get into it. Y'all had a
Nah,
healthy
bro, fuck all
conversation
that.
there.
Wait, bro. Listen,
Fuck
this the
Hassan
difference between
Campbell.
me and you. If my man called me from the pen, Whack, I'm fucked up with my kids, I'm not gonna go on an interview on camera. You wanna act like this ain't entertainment and say, hey, the man issue told on got 60 months, called me, told me he's fucked up with his kids. Can you help him? the nigga that what I said, bro, what is you doing right now, nigga?
But what? Hold up. Why? How are you so? Why are you so much madder now over the internet than when we was face to face?
Oh,
If
hey, boy,
anything,
you
most
better go
people
watch
said
that.
that.
And
Everything
why
I
you ain't
said,
answering Wack
Hassan,
question, folks?
everything I'm saying now, I said it that fucking
Yeah, but
tape.
then you run the but then you run the
He
clubhouse
called you a
and you got
Yo,
comic. He
Wack.
called you a comic in the
hold
interview,
on,
bro.
y'all
Wack,
Like
he
you was
niggas
on
running
is
from
animated
your
TV.
questions, folks.
y'all niggas
Hey,
is
bro.
too much.
Bro, you was out of line. Hey, I don't even think hey, bro, you know what you made that man look like, bro? Nigga, you asking the nigga that got you in here for money, nigga? Cause you fucked up, bro. I hope he told you to do that, bro.
Listen, my whole thing is like this, right? I'm past that. Tekashi got past that. That's for one. For two, what I'm not past is the fact that my niggas ran to Clubhouse and started telling niggas in your room like I was soft or something, or I was intimidated, or you punked me in that room, or anybody punked me in my room.
This ain't
Hey,
his
look,
room,
hey,
bro.
look,
This
bro,
ain't
this
his
ain't my
room, bro.
motherfucking room, but check it
This
out,
ain't
though,
his
blood.
room.
Wait. Check it out. Hey, look, blood, Paul Rudo, nigga. Hey, if it's gonna come out of my mouth, it's gonna come out of my mouth. Everything I said right there. Wasn't between niggas, but air and atmosphere, bro. So don't come in this motherfucker like you heard me say something. If niggas
No, but
got their little narratives, that's their narratives, nigga. I said everything right
all
there.
right, well,
You didn't
I'm
do nothing
correcting
to
it.
the nigga that fucked you in the ass.
But
I said it right there,
Come on,
dog.
Wack.
Push that
Yo,
Nigga,
Wack,
button.
y'all both.
nigga.
Well, that was the slam dunk of the whole conversation. Wack 100 holding no bars. Hits Hassan with the ultimate bar that everybody always asks: why didn't you do something against the man that violated you? Now, I don't really see the relevancy of that question pertaining to the overall platform and the fact that Hassan Campbell was asking about 6ix9ine's former mans that he testified against. But you know, when you're dealing with a verbal jousting between these two, I guess there's anything goes, and that's exactly what happened. Seems to me like, you know, that their whatever their collaboration was just for the means of pushing each other's platform. Hassan, to me, had a lot to gain out of this, and I believe he did. And I'm just saying this in aspects of numbers. We all know that Hassan's been kind of stuck in that 300 range as far as his subs is concerned, and not really having the ability to cross over into the unlimited range of a media platform, you know, having chose the lane that he chose, which was basically, you know, speaking for what his terms are, the streets and the gang activity and the politics surrounding that. It kind of limits your lane. Meanwhile, we're dealing with Wack 100, who's embraced the hip hop culture. He's so-called the unofficial manager for 6ix9ine. We all know that that's not true, but shout out to Wack for doing it the way he's doing it, because obviously he's getting paid, and that's the bottom line. A man making money, you know, working with somebody, you know, whether everybody's calling him a rat or not, is basically what he's, you know, the battle that he's facing. How does he keep that clean? You know what I mean? How does he keep that clean? The fact that he's associated with that. And that's what Hassan was saying. Like, look, dude, you know, you working with a rat. And Hassan called him a rat a few times. Now, mind you, during that conversation at the Off the Record podcast, there was about 20 of 6ix9ine's goons in there. And if you couldn't hear them in the background, they kept, you know, questioning the rat insertions every time Hassan said it. And the thing being is that there really was like a standoff from what Hassan says. You know, that Hassan had his men's there, and 6ix9ine had his men's there, and the statement was made, well, what's gonna happen, you know, if some shit jump off You know, is there gonna be any testimony on your part? And that was Hassan talking to 6ix9ine. Wack didn't like that either. But, you know, Hassan said, I had to ask. I mean, the man that testified against his mans before, I just want to make sure that, you know, is this going to be part of the scenario? So it's like a lot to chew on. You know what I mean? Fortunately, and I know AKADEMIKS is taking a deep sigh of relief that nothing popped off, because everybody did have all of their peoples in place, and at the end of the day, it was a good podcast. It's what happened on Clubhouse that had everybody kind of leaning towards Wack 100. Okay, so that's what I call round two. Okay, so we're all thinking Hassan that took it on the chin. He's down. He's got one knee on the mat. You know, everybody's questioning his manhood again about why he do something to Bambaataa and whatnot. And that's everybody's go-to punchline whenever they feel like they want to knock Hassan down, which really has nothing to do with what's going on here as far as his platform and 6ix9ine is concerned. So with that being said, Hassan got in his bag, and so he went live. He went live because he was being drowned out at the clubhouse. So he went live, and lo and behold, Hassan lets it be known that he has some recorded conversation between him and Wack 100. Now, me right now, I mean, I don't really want to play that. I'm sure everybody has heard it or has some insight into it, but it was allegations of Wack and company that they were extorting Nipsey Hussle. Now, mind you, Nipsey ain't been in the ground 2 years, and this is not a good look. But if it's coming out of Wack 100's own mouth, it's like real incriminating and damning on him to have been that type of individual to such a beloved personality as Nipsey Hussle. We all seen Nipsey Hussle as a guy who was trying to raise up the neighborhood, trying to get some peace going amongst the gangs. I'm from the West Coast. I know this to be true. I've seen the politics and work down there in LA, that he was buying property for the community to keep the community intact. These are all things that have been documented and noted, okay? But in the background, it sounds as if that he has snakes in his grass. And here we have Wack 100, okay, who at that time was, having some dealings with Big U, which makes it really politically clouded when we're talking about the relationships now. The relationships between Big U and Nipsey were getting strained because Nipsey was getting bigger than the whole gang itself. We seen Nipsey basically touching on superstardom, which was making him a more powerful figure in the West Coast scene and the West Coast Rolling 60 gang affiliation. Now, mind you, Big U is an old dog, you know what I'm saying? Now, we don't know this, and I definitely don't know this as to being any truth to this, what I'm about to say, but they were saying that Big U was feeling a kind of way about this, and that moves were being made to try to, let's just say, put some of that fire, dumb some of that fire down that Nipsey was starting to build up as far as his power position in the gang. Nipsey was literally having sit downs with the mayor, political figures in the community and whatnot, and raising his status as a person from the hood and making some positive moves. So we all know what happened next, okay? So that being in a dead end, as far as the shitty cuz situation, because he's somewhere basically saying he ain't stable, that he's crazy, that he's, you know, maybe not able to even be defended in his own trial because of his mental state. So that is separating himself from any possible other prosecution at this time. But he is being prosecuted. The courts are moving forward with it. But that was his case. So it's like this is a perfect smokescreen for any type of conspiracy that was going on to remove Nipsey Hussle. Now, for Wack 100 to be implicated, and now we're here dealing with West Coast politics. The shift has changed from East Coast politics to West Coast politics. And this is what makes it so intrinsic of the whole scene and the whole movement, that now we're talking about a conspiracy on the part, allegedly, of Wack 100 and other members of other factions, Bloods, Crips, and whatnot, trying to remove a person from a power position. And Wack 100 has basically told on himself as to being someone who has been part of an extortion in regards to Nipsey Hussle, a beloved figure of the hip hop and Los Angeles community. Not good. So Hassan breaks out the tapes and plays it on live. He plays samples of it here and there, and he's kind of confused about what to do with it. And one of the best suggestions that I heard was like, man, take that to TMZ. Somebody said that in the chat, and I'm like, whoa, is it TMZ worthy? We don't, you know, it might be TMZ worthy. You know what I mean? But as a person from the streets and gang culture and criminal organizations or any of that, I have a question at this point. Is this even appropriate for Hassan to be doing in regards to playing a tape recorded conversation between him and Wack 100? It could be seen as several different things. A lot of people are saying, yeah, this is okay. This was shedding some light. This validates Hassan, realizing that he was in a room full of snakes and he did what he had to do to protect himself. I get it. But it also sheds light as into like, look, if you're going to play this on TMZ and leak it out, I mean, we've been here on this road before. TMZ is a catalyst for getting people indicted. Now we need to realize now, is this something that we want to have in our cap, in our feather, a feather in our cap, Hassan? Do we want to be known as the person who leaked audio footage to TMZ that led to indictments? There's a possibility. I'm just saying. There's so many different sides of the sword to this whole platform and panel that DJ AKADEMIKS put together. That's what I was saying. There's layers and layers of this that's going to be discussed for weeks to come. But this last round, what I call round 3, Hassan divulging that he had secret recordings conversations between him and Wack 100. Like I said, it does work in two different angles. Do we say that he's justified or that he's lightweight, doing some deep cover work and is ready to snitch on Wack 100? It could be looked at a whole bunch of different ways. So I know the people over there in New York. I work with a lot of people over there. Shout out to all of those guys, man. I was listening to Zeke Black earlier, and he gave me a shout out. I appreciate that. I'm gonna shoot one back to you. He, had Hassan on the show earlier, on his show, on his platform earlier, and he was like, this is a W for all of us. I heard JackFrost on BBN say the same thing, that he felt like this was a W for these guys. And that's why it made me say, let me put a poll out here. Who do they think really won the face-off? But I also wanted to explore some of the ramifications and implications of this whole panel and the aftermath of the panel. Is it something that actually benefits or works against the people involved and the parties involved? It's just a whole lot of stuff that has yet to be revealed. Let's just say that Haas bringing out that message could open the door to a lot of things. I'm not sure if I've heard this yet throughout the social media platforms or whatnot, but it does lend to, and we all know how much the hip hop scene is being watched by hip hop police, the feds, and some more shit in regards to the activities incumbent of hip hop. We know that. And at this time, there is definitely a legal movement in regards to drill music in New York City. So just how far this could go is at this point is just unfathomable. Anything could happen. So this is kind of a dangerous situation, if you ask me. That yes, it was a safety valve for Hassan to have that, and it did shed some light on the character of Wack 100. But to what extent are we willing to go with this audio? This is a question that needs to be asked. Are we willing to, if we're going to turn it over to TMZ, are we going to turn it over to FBI? I'm just saying. Are we willing to turn it over? Because at that point, that's when we start trying to say, okay, now we are all cooperating with the feds. So what are we doing here? Okay, what are we doing here? Hip hop is airing out its own dirty laundry with the fact that we're all trying to take a side and take a stance, and this is a lot of in-house stuff. I don't know. If you ask me, this is just my take on it, and it's preliminary, that Hassan should have said that off the rip to Wack. Like, look, man, if you go up in here, and Wack should be used to this. If you go up here and you get to trying to slander my name and act like you pumped me, I'm going to play this and let him know what he had behind the scenes. Like, man, I got you on tape talking shit about one of your own homeboys, and I'm sure a lot of people going to feel the kind of way. That could have happened behind the scenes. Everything else was happening behind the scenes. We all know that there was a bunch of snakes in the grass out there, and people were jostling for position to try to make themselves right. It's obviously an open can of worms, and these guys are all reeling from what has developed in the terms of the whole initial Off the Record podcast. Right now, Hassan appears to have the upper hand. you know. But it's, to me, it's like, to what extent, you know? Hassan, right at this point, is considering himself a civilian. Let's just say that, a civilian. But how far is he willing to go with the civilian? Because if you ask me, with these accusations, with this audio recording of Wack 100, it could lead to more developments within the judicial system and the legal system. I mean, anybody with any experience knows this. We're talking about extortion, plots of murder, and and just several other things that could be very well led back into the realm of legal factions, such as the feds and some more shit. It's not over. At this point, having said all this, I just wanted to shed some light on that as far as what we're seeing over here on the West Coast. Okay, we're seeing, yes, Hassan, he was in his rights to defend himself. That he came in there with, you know, the sincere message about he wanted to get 6ix9ine, and we know this, to you know, stand up and say, hey man, look, and give a message to the youth. That's number one in my book. Give a message to the youth, you know, stand up, be accountable, and say, hey man, don't do as I did, you know, do as I say right now. And that is, you know, don't join the gangs, don't get in the streets, don't have nothing to do with drugs, and the things that will help save our youth, and so they can go on and be heads of our households, which is being destroyed. We know this. The legal system is working against us, you know, and it's just at an all-time high. I can respect and salute Hassan for sticking to his guns, to that platform and that message, but he's at a crossroads. If you ask me, he's going to have to, at some point, figure out, is he really a civilian? Because if you ask me, there is more to come about this situation. So with that being said, I don't know. You guys tell me. I got a poll up. I'm hoping everybody participates in the poll. And let's figure out who won the face-off, including the aftermath of the panel. You know, that are, like I said, there's 3 rounds to it. And keep in mind, I don't think it's over. Okay? So, yeah, this is Net Stars. I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to our perspective. We're here in the Northwest, and we currently have a large group here put together. Go to our Facebook, become part of that group. We got 21,000 members there. And keep up to speed to what's going on over here. Just like we're keeping up to speed what's going on over there. We just networking, and we're trying to have like-minded people be a part of our group and sharing in the politics, the events, the music, the culture, and all that. That's what we're about. And we're just reaching back out. And right now, we're kind of intrigued how this West Coast has become a focal point now of what was happening initially over there in New York City, with the revelation of the alleged conspiracy theory against Nipsey Hussle and Wack 100. This opens up a whole can of worms, and everybody's sitting back trying to figure out, where's it all going to go. Well, you heard Nestar's perspective. I think it could get very, very legal and whatnot. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down and do a little bit of roll call here. I want to give a shout out to Basic Math Matrix 2.0 for stopping through, NYC Bella for stopping through, Doc Soldier, Digital Broadcasting, that's my brother. Peace, brother. I appreciate you coming through. And the other people in the Facebook group, which I can't swing over to right now, but shout out to you guys too. So with that being said, we're going to play the promo and we're going to take it up on out of here. This is Net Stars. Thanks for coming in. And until next time, we will be staying up to speed with this.